Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I am Dani Caicedo, and I am a Certified Ascension Coach with Twin Flames Universe, and I am also a Clinical Psychologist. And so the intention of this video today is to show you what's the difference between psychology and coaching. I've seen many people talking about it, or like some psychologists saying like, oh, like coaching is not good, right? Like, oh, coaches saying like, oh, psychology is not good or is not enough. And so I feel like we shouldn't be creating um, like these like constant like battle between the approaches. I think that like what matters is that we find balance and peace within ourselves, and that at the core we choose to heal and we choose to be aligned with pure love. I think that psychology has a lot to share, right? Like the history is beautiful, like how all of these very important people, right, like who gave life to psychology, like they went through a lot and they developed all the theory, and then of course like with science and the studies, and like we have all of the support from science that supports what psychology is, and why psychology works and how it works, and why there are like all of these sickness and like diseases or like mental disorders. And I think that like it's important to be supported by science here. And I personally always found psychology very interesting, because like ever since like I was a little girl, I always wanted to yeah, like I was very interested in like human behavior, and like getting to know why we behave the way we behave, what determines our behavior and like our actions and everything like that. And so that's really what motivated me to like become a psychologist. And of course I wanted to help, right? Like I wanted to help people to feel good. Like I was always driven to do that. Whenever I saw somebody like feeling sad, I was like, I want to help this person, like feeling this desire to help someone. And so yeah, and then I became a psychologist, and now I'm an ascension coach. And to me, I feel like having both the psychology and the ascension coach, I feel very complete. Because I was always very spiritual too, and I felt that like the psychology was giving me a lot, but like I felt that like this very subtle connection with the oneness, the consciousness, the universe, God, to me, right, was missing in my life. I was always connected with God, right? Like I was Catholic growing up, and I would go to church and like talking with God and things like that. But I was never really having like a permanent relationship with God, because I didn't know what that meant, or with the universe, with the source, with the energy, with the cosmos. And so I feel like coaching, or like spiritual coaching, or let's just talk about the ascension coaching, which is what I studied and what I practice, um, targets that relationship. And I feel that like when you go direct to the core, or on healing your relationship with the source, with this omnipresence energy, you can move faster, and you can really go to the core of your blocks, of your triggers, of like what holds you back from um, thriving and being who you want to be. And you know like a difference that comes up with to me is like um, psychology really targets the core of our like also like our belief system, right? Like cognitive therapy talks about the core beliefs and the and the automatic beliefs and things like that, and they say how our core beliefs affect everything around us, how we act, how we think, how we relate. And so what psychology targets is like, let's, the purpose is like, let's target this core belief that we are holding in our consciousness, that it's toxic, or it's not healthy, or it's not loving. And so let's heal it. Let's really put attention to that. Let's take all the emotional charge away, kind of like, or like heal that emotional charge, and let's just have it clean, and let's put a new core belief that it's not toxic, that it's loving, that brings, that helps you feel like self-confident and healed and all of that. And so I love that, because I feel that in a way both like psychology and spirituality, let's say, like talk about the same thing but differently. But I still believe that there's this subtle difference that spirituality targets, which is your connection with your creator, with your source, with the universe. And when you choose to connect with that, I feel like, um, like this particle in your brain gets like activated. And there's actually a study that says like that we have a divine particle. I don't remember where exactly it is, but like it's proven that we have that. And so I believe that when we choose to connect with our spirituality, we target that divine particle that it's within in our brain, it's in our brains or in our hearts. What I heard was that it's somewhere in the brain. That was the last study that I read like a while ago. And so when we activate that, we can really start feeling this connection with the universe. And that's what I really value, and that's what I think it could be the difference between like psychology and like coaching, like spiritual coaching, where like, psychology tells you the same thing, right? Like you have this core belief that is making you feel bad, that is making you feel depressed, sad, or whatever, or you have this sickness or this like disease that we need to fix, we need to target that, so you can, kind of like regulate your connections in your brain and be stable. um, and so I feel that that's amazing, because you are targeting the person, right? Like you are really helping the person to heal, to control somehow the mind, right? Like so you can actually be in control and feel confident. And that's amazing. But I feel like the difference is that like, you know coaching takes you to this like a higher subtle place, that it's not just you now, it's not just like, oh, heal this core block. It's you with this one consciousness, you with this one, with the universe. And it's kind of like you open the door for connecting with the unknown. And that's magical, because when you choose to do that, your life starts to change, and you start going deeper in many ways. And I don't think that like, psychology is better or coaching is better. I just think that like everybody should, do what they feel it's most compassionate for them. And it depends of how you, like what do you want. And I feel like in my case, I wanted something that fast track, like a fast track, something that really like, drives me, something that, makes me want to wake up every day to discover more. And in my case, it was, merging and connecting my psychology knowledge with my spiritual knowledge and my spiritual path that I've chosen for myself. And so if you are someone who has this like, interest in spirituality, and if you're a psychologist, you shouldn't like block that. You should really listen to that, intuition. Or if you are spiritual, like a coach, and you have this desire to like know like psychology better, like to understand psychology, do it. Because the good thing about psychology, like, putting them together, is that in my case, psychology can explain a lot of what's happening when you are going through like awakenings, or like when you are, walking your spiritual path, because you can actually explain that with science, and that brings you that logic helps you ground, and that logic like helps you feel that you're actually walking in, you're actually walking, you're on track, that you're not just making up anything, you're, like it's very real, the spiritual path, and you can actually prove that with psychology. Like that's what I've been doing all this time, like, and it's amazing. And so yeah, like I think that um I'm trying to think of any other, like, difference that can come up about, like, psychology and coaching. But I feel like I just covered the topic that I wanted to cover. And um, basically just make sure what you want in your life, be honest about it, and go after that, and don't stay stuck whether you want one or the other, whether it's A or B, because you can definitely have, complement that. It is important though to choose which one you want to be more committed with. You have to follow your heart. And like, Jeff, my spiritual teacher once told me, like, nobody can tell you what's in your heart. And that's true. Like, nobody can tell you what's in your heart. You have to really discover that. You have to um, go on your journey within yourself to see, to find what's in your heart. And then when you find that, follow that. And that can be, starting your a spiritual journey, or that can be, you starting to, you're understanding more of psychology, or doing both, but like having one as your core thing, like, there is nothing wrong about that. But really go to your heart, see what is it that you really want. Do you want just to heal some patterns and that's it, or do you want to actually start a journey into your heart? um, and so yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and share if you like this video and you think that this can help somebody. um, and yeah, I offer coaching, and I really enjoy helping people to go deeper with themselves, to find themselves, to heal patterns, to find peace. I am also a twin flame, well, certified ascension coach also involves twin flame coach, and I love supporting twin flames into getting into harmonious union, which is the teachings from Jevin Shalia. That's in my heart, right? Like that's when I found this, I realized that this is what I want to pursue, and and this is very cool. And and I also help people who wants to find peace, and people who wants to feel better, people who wants to heal, people who wants to feel confident. um, there is no separation, you know um, so yeah, you can find information if you're interested down below. And it was very nice to share this video with you, and seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.